Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. It really, really is a huge privilege for me to be here. I would like to thank the Indian Institute of Management for inviting me to speak at IIMPACT 2014. It's very special for me to be able to share with you Women Talk TV. And well, you see, women like to talk about women, but men also like to talk about women, so I'm in a really good space today. Just before I started, I was outside, and wonderful Professor Ei8ht from Insi8ht was like, you know, you're going to meet all the Harvard and Stanford of India. I was like, thanks, no pressure. But yeah, I was really looking forward to this talk, so thank you so much. Right before I begin, even though Gopi has given such a wonderful, and I'm so thankful for the introduction, just want to share you a little bit about my journey thus far. I was in a beauty pageant a very long time ago. Like you said, I'm a host, I'm an actress. I was in an MP as well. But there are now 3 projects that pretty much run my life, which I'm very grateful for. One of it is Women Talk TV. The second project is a film called 350. It's a film on human trafficking that I co-produced and acted in. And the third project is also very special to me. It's called Project Precious. It's a feminine and menstrual hygiene education program in rural communities. Unfortunately, I don't have time to tell you about all 3 today, so I've chosen to speak about something that's very close to me, which is Women Talk TV. He didn't want to take me out because I was fat. But now that I've lost the weight, he's okay to be seen with me again. I was doing an interview program a couple of years ago, and one of the interviewees, she told me that. And I can tell you that I've been doing shows for about 14 years now, and this was in 2011, and it really, really affected me. And it really started to make me think very, very hard about how many women out there are in situations that they don't talk about or they won't talk about. And literally, that was exactly how Women Talk TV was born, with just that sentence. So Women Talk TV is an independent interview program where we feature everyday women who are extraordinary. So I go around Asia and I find these amazing women. The underlying essence of this entire program is about empowerment. So we not only put the videos out there, but we have also built a site for women to be able to post their own stories. The reason why we started Women Talk TV was for 2 main reasons. And one was because we wanted women out there to inspire each other with their stories. Like I said, women like to talk about other women. And also the second thing was because we wanted women in certain situations to know that they're not alone and that there is help out there. So before we launched in August 2013, we spent 2 years curating the content, building the site, and creating the mobile apps as well. But before I go on, I think I will be doing the program a great disservice if I don't show you a little bit about what we do at Women Talk TV, because somehow I will not be able to describe to you these amazing stories. So we've cut a little video for you. It's a very short video, and I'll give you a little bit about what Women Talk TV is. So I hope you enjoy it.
Let's talk Women Talk.
I can never imagine my life without muscular stroke now. It's like it occupies such a big role in my life.
Be a woman is a very hard job. I'm afraid to go and fight to stand against the big business. But when I look at elephant eyes, I see them a lot of more fear than me.
She used to toil under the scorching sun every morning to sell her eggplants. But now she gets to work just a few meters from home, and she still gets to look after her kids and make so much more.
Putting in tubes, taking out blood from her, when she's taking all this physical pain. As parents, we are taking on the emotional pain. We have to act brave in front of her and then cry when I turn my back around.
Empowerment is when a woman is able to stand up, speak up without being censured. She's an empowered woman.
Thank you. Just in case you're wondering, I didn't do all that alone. I have a really great team and amazing people that I work with. Now that you've had a little taste about what Women Talk TV is about, let me tell you how it really has changed my life. Well, firstly, I don't sleep very much anymore, so that's not always a good thing. But I think more importantly, it's given me such a wonderful taste about what it means to create something from scratch. And no one sets us boundaries, No one censors us. And we've just felt this new meaning of what responsibility is. I think responsibility coming in the sense of that we always want to make sure we fulfill the mission and objectives of the platform, of this really powerful platform that we have, to always remember to have open and honest conversations with women. And in the second sense of responsibility that we've learned is that we are now part of a bigger group of people out there who are trying to give a voice to women who must and really need to be heard. Now, what has all this really taught me? The business of Women Talk TV is about content. And the content is about these women. And besides the fact that I've learned what it's like to be an entrepreneur and the struggles, which I'm sure many of you are also very familiar with, but I think the content has not only just engaged my mind, or the business has not only just engaged my mind, but it's really, really touched my soul as well. Because of my interaction with these women, these amazing women. For example, from Pan IIM, who is our Singapore's Paralympian. She won the 2008 Paralympic medal for Singapore. She's taught me that even though life has thrown certain inconveniences at you, it doesn't mean that you can't rise above it and still be the best that you can be. From Chilka, our social entrepreneur whom you saw just now, she's taught me that even though you don't know how to make goat's cheese, you've never made goat's cheese before, it doesn't mean that you can't make goat's cheese and you can't empower someone in the process. From Rebecca, whose daughter Danelle has severe spinal atrophy, she's taught me that sometimes when you face vulnerability is when you discover what your inner strength is about. From Lake, who has gone way out of her way to rescue elephants, and some of the stories are just amazing. She's taught me that one person can change the world and make a difference. And I like how I keep stepping into these little holes. And from Haslina, who has gone through so much trauma, she has taught me that even though you've gone through a certain traumatic situation, it doesn't mean that you can't rise above it and be the victor. And so I think Women Talk for me has really become about the convergence of my mind and my soul. And every time I step out of a Women Talk interview, I can promise you that I feel rejuvenated, I feel refreshed, I feel so inspired. And there are days when I wake up and I'm not sure what I'm doing at all with my life, and I open my app and I look at an episode and I feel so empowered by their stories. And that, I think, this has really become what I live for. Before I end the interview, this is a job hazard. Before I end my little spiel today, I just want to leave you with one thought. And this is a question that I ask to all my women. And this, of course, is to everybody in this room, including the men, which is, what is empowerment to you? And we notice that whenever we ask this question, her entire story seems to be summed up in this answer, which is so beautiful for us to be able to witness. And for me, empowerment is all about being fearless of failure. It's about not being afraid to speak up for what you believe in. And I think most importantly, not being afraid to be who you are. And so we hope that even though it's such a general term, that if we're able to decipher it for ourselves, if we're able to find what the meaning of empowerment is for ourselves, that hopefully, that in the very, very darkest of times and in the most difficult of days, that can hopefully be a little bit of a guiding light for us. And with that, I want to thank you, and I wish you all the very good afternoon. Thank you so much.